Silent writing.
That is basically a kind of a brainstorming, okay, in which you stay silent, you write down your ideas. I'm not saying this is a right or wrong answer, that comes later on, but immediately you skip that answer. So I want to know, how did you skip that answer immediately?
I skipped it because the people who are always talking, they wouldn't go with the silent.
Why not?
They may not.
Why not? If I make a ground rule, if I ask you, okay, let's put it in only in the comment instead of that,
Mm,
we will do that. If I change the ground
no.
rule, we do that. That is the right answer actually, Mutasim.
Ah, okay.
That is, you guys, most of you eliminated that option. Looking into that, C is the option. Let me justify why C is not the right answer. Okay, limit the
Yeah.
dominant team member. That is, you should have, like, whenever you see that, escalate it, limit it, remove it. That is not the right answer, Mutasim. That is out of the way.
Yeah.
Skip, not
Yeah.
the right answer. I was actually
Mm.
thinking most of you guys will be talking about C and D, but Mutasim, you
I
guys.
was more into C.
Okay, now we see why not see.
Yeah.
Speak privately to that quiet team members to ask why they are not contributing and encouraging them to be more vocal, so their insight, since the team has demonstrated, they can boost technical. The thing is that two people are talking while they rest, stay silent. We are not saying they are talking unnecessarily. We are not saying they are dominating it. We are just saying they are expressive. This is nothing bad in that. The point is that we need to take input from everyone. So there is a way which actually we do in project management. We go in the room, okay? We go in the round robin. Yes, exactly. Okay, we go into the room, we ask them, okay, let's the first 5 minutes, everybody write down their ideas on sticky notes. Then once we get the ideas, we put it on the board. Then we go one by one to the person and give them the chance. Okay,
Yeah.
this is actually what we do. If D was not in the option, then C would have been the best answer. Okay,
Mm.
so a lesson for all of you: before you eliminate any option, justify it. Why do you think this is the wrong answer? Okay,
Correct.
okay, but why C is not the correct? C is a correct answer, but D is a better answer. That's why Arun.
Mm.
Okay, D is better than C, so that's why Arun, D is best answer here. Down. The Scrum Master has maintained a public impediment board for the past. What does that mean? A risk log or a issue log or a problem log. He has made an information radiator what the problems are. Are we clear on that? Okay.
Yes.
Recently, the team has stopped adding items to it because they say items sit there for weeks without any resolution. So team says that what to do about it when you are not gonna do anything about it. Agreed? Okay.
Mm.
The Scrum Master noticed this trend but believed the impediment decisions are mostly outside her direct control. So Scrum Master is saying, what can I do, dude? This is not in my control. Okay. They required executive decision, budget approval, or other team to act. Like other people need to do. I do not have power. Velocity has begun drop, the morale is suffering. This is the reason I do 7 coaching calls. Because if I give you a task, if you don't study, like I have a saying, anyone can do PMP in 3 months. And those who does not do PMP in 3 months, 90% chances they will not do PMP in 1 year. Why? Our brain cannot focus on anything for more than 3 months. We are not designed in that way. Then we start going towards the other things. Okay. So now when the problems are not solving, they will not take action. Prinka, question is clear?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now let's go and diagnose the options one by one. Replace the public impediment mode with a private list. That we will never do. Okay, that is straightforward, limited information ready to the key they should know. Transparency is our value. Agreed? Okay, let's go. Re-establish the impediment practices by tracking the item by impact on the sprint goal. Actively driving each, including escalating organizational blockers with specific ask. What the option is saying in a jumble English language, let's change the impediment board in a way using a RESI. That now what is impacting this current sprint, let's focus on that. Who is accountable, who can actually take action, his job is written there. Okay, who can work into that and how this is going to resolve. If Amer is going to resolve something, it should be written there. But if Sudha can resolve it, it should be written there. So that team knows, okay, this is an impediment that is going to impact the sprint, but this is in his control. Okay, if I communicate immediately, this is we can do, this is someone else can do, we will not get demotivated, because people get demotivated when they are not heard. Okay, clear? See, ask that team to only raise the impediment they have a hand in resolving themselves to keep the board actionable. No, that is the bad thing. Okay, that is a bad thing. Document each impediment in the team's risk register. We do not have a risk register in Agile. Okay, now we can easily solve this question even we are running away for time. Okay, how? I don't read anything. Escalate, no. 99%. Reassign, no. Side with the senior member, no. Coach. Straightforward, without reading anything. This, what they say, don't try it every question, but do that when you're running out of time. Make sense?
Okay.
These are some of the tips and tricks you will get next week playbook, which has all these keywords. Again, step by step, step by step. Don't ask me. I'm not gonna give it to you. Ume honey, I know your coach gave it to you. Don't read it. If your coach has given it to you yesterday, I said them don't give it. But if someone has it, please don't read it. I need you to follow the sequence. Okay.
The sponsor a written summary of each sprint review afterwards, so he has the information without having to attend the meeting itself. So the scenario is the new sponsor has attended the first sprint review meeting and he feels the meeting is not required and he wants to see the final product. The option A, the whole idea of Agile is to have regular connects, that is daily stand-up. Sprint review is one of the ceremonies. So you cannot skip just because of one sponsor request. So option A cannot be in. Option B is making more sense because he's explaining to the sponsor why is it required. Option C might be, but actually most of the stakeholders are required to be part of the ceremony of the sprint review. And option D, since it's another over headache on the Scrum Master to send a summary and so on, maybe I would exclude that. For me, it should be option B because he explains the benefits of attending the sprint reviews.
So your answer would be?
Explain how sprint reviews enable early feedback. B.
Yeah. If the sponsor still denies to attend the sprint review, then that is a question for the next day, not for this question. Very important thing, Daniel, and everyone else. Focus on what the question says. Okay. Focus on what the question says, not on if, not on the but. If you do if and but, you become if and but. Okay. There can be with one keyword the scenarios. What should the project manager do next? Yeah.
The Scrum team's daily stand-up has been running 30-40 minutes for the past 2 weeks. The team works on a complex backend platform with many subsystems, and team members argue that the deep technical discussions are necessary to keep everyone aligned. Some members have begun arriving late, while others say the meeting is the most useful event of their day. The sprint goal is on track. What should the Scrum Master do? A, allow the stand-up to continue as its current length since the sprint goal is on track and several team members say the discussions are the most useful event of their day. This matches the approach the organization has used effectively in other recent transitions. B, replace the stand-up with a written assigned update. So technical discussion can happen originally in chat instead of taking up daily synchronous time. I think the B is not the answer. C, refocus the stand-up on the sprint goal, implements and the day's plans, time box it to 15 minutes, and create follow-up technical session for those who want to continue the deeper discussion. The C is more aligned with the Agile. And D, reduce the stand-up to 3 times a week to give the team back time without losing all of the alignment benefit the longer discussion are providing. I say C.
Okay, but when you say I say C, you need to justify the C. That's okay.